Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We come to you today live from Nashville, Tennessee. My first time here, if you don't count the COVID year, which is when we played the Country Stars and the Scramble. The whole, world at that time was shut down. It was summer. Nashville's not really a place. I would say that you get all the Nashville feel when bars and everything are shut down. I think that's kind of the entire Nashville feel.
It definitely is. When I was here for the Chicks in the Office live show, they did a stop on Broadway. That was the first time I had been to Nashville and experienced that way. It's pretty awesome. And
I love country music and live music.
You would love it down there. We just came from New Orleans, Frankie and I. That's another place where you walk around, and we were on Bourbon Street, and the street is insane, and you hear a bunch of live music. It had a very similar vibe to Nashville.
A little bit of a similar,
it's very similar,
kind of reputation to a degree of like similar kind of. You walk around, it's a little bit like more dive bar-y than it is like clubby or fancy or gaudy. It's more, live music, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you guys are hitting back-to-back spots.
We are. A lot of food. I gotta get Nashville hot chicken, but I don't know if my body can withstand.
Did you not get it last night?
No.
Okay.
What'd you get last night?
What did I get last night? I just got like a burger.
Okay.
I
got a chicken sandwich from the room service.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of aioli or something on the bun, and I dropped the bun, and it ended up upside down on the floor of the hotel like carpet. So everything that was there stuck to it. So I had to eat it with one side of the bun.
They're going to think that was cum for sure, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I mean, all kinds of stuff
just starting it off. And you know what? You
don't mind that, I feel like.
We just started the show, and like we meet so many people at these events that we go to, the classics and stuff like the Zurich Classic, and we see these like little kids will be like, huge fan of the show, and like I just can't be talking about semen like, I don't know, 2 minutes into the show.
So on the last show, it was the first episode that Frankie and I had ever done without you.
Mm-hmm.
So that always gets away from us sometimes. You're good at reeling us in.
An hour in, we started to really lose our minds.
Right. How long did you guys go for?
Hour and 45, something like that. It was a good show. And when we first started off, we kept it very professional. We were like, we are doing a golf podcast. We don't want to screw up everything that we built.
We also had so much to talk about.
You had a lot to talk about. You had like natural talking points because your whole week.
We had a ton.
We could barely get through it all.
Then, people know who listen. The Roman ad got away from us.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. So
you guys kind of spun off.
I've never seen the screen that you have where like you get the ads sent to you, and it shows you like which ads can be PG, PG-13, and R rated. I saw in the top left it says like it said Roman. It said R rated. It could be R rated. And once I read that halfway through the read, I was just started cursing.
Yeah,
just throwing as many dirty words as I could possibly think.
Okay, yeah. So you took it almost as like a suggestion.
Correct.
It's supposed to be R-rated.
Yes,
that's right.
Not that it could be.
Yes.
I figured that with everything that was going down at the Zurich Classic and everything that I was seeing online, that there had to be significant stuff for you guys to discuss that would keep you from flying off the rails.
Big time.
It worked for 70 minutes.
That's good. That's a full show.
That is.
And then if you want to stick around for the chaos afterwards, it's on you.
That's right.
That's not your guys' fault.
Absolutely.
All right, we got much to get to. Your boy has bought Twitter.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
You've been blogging.
Wait a minute, that went through?
I believe that it has gone through.
No way.
Yeah, there was a statement released that was, I believe it said, we have entered into an agreement that is a definitive agreement that Elon Musk will acquire all of Twitter for about $44 billion.
I got like the chills a little bit on that because that's a massive
That's a big thing in society.
In our lives, I think.
It's large, and I'm always interested in Kevin Clancy, KFC, had a tweet about it earlier today that I aligned most with because it's, I haven't really followed this story all that closely. It's one of those headlines you see where it's like Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, and it's like, that's pretty insane. But essentially what Kevin said was, aren't we just going from a bunch of rich people owning the app to now another rich person owns the app? Like, I don't know. On the level that I use Twitter, am I going to see much of a change?
I think there's a massive difference. Maybe not. Just like, no, I don't know that you'll see much of a change. I think that the fact that someone that has problems with the platform, just like a lot of people that complain about it or like the things that they do with it or things they don't do with it, someone like that has been outspoken about why they want social media to change, literally went out and bought it. It's like the first time in history that like a social media company has been bought by a user that had like complaints and like changes that they wanted to make, and he just went out and spent like $46 billion or whatever it ended up being to go do that. Like, I think a lot of people are like, holy shit, like That's a significant change in our.
It's also monumental that someone could have enough money to buy something that is a huge part of public discourse and conversation. He just bought it.
Think about how important owning social media is, dude. Fucking Zuckerberg's like talking in front of like all of these judges every single day about like what's fair, what's not fair.
Supreme Court, are we talking about?
I tried. I pictured them. I pictured them sitting up there. I saw every single one of them.
So you're referencing?
I saw them all
right.
sitting up there with their fucking cloaks on like Voldemort.
And I know there's a whole free speech.
It is funny they still do that.
There's a whole free speech part of this, but that's like the stuff that like I don't use Twitter. I use Twitter to make people laugh, and I know
there's parts of our brain that just get like we don't even know what Twitter's doing to us.
But the free speech part's always a little bit weird to me on something like a social media app or website, because that's not that's not the same thing as free speech as a constitutional right in the United States of America.
Right, because at the end of the day, Twitter's a private company.
It's a private website.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they actually, there's no, like they could have you speak however the fuck you want on there. Like it's like we could delete comments on BarstoolSports.com. There's no free speech there. We get to write whatever we want. And then if we want to delete your comments, like, or we want to say or deactivate or not allow if you write horrible, vulgar stuff, like we could just do that.
Right.
So Twitter's really no different than that. It's just way bigger, obviously.
Listen, it's a very interesting thing that's happening. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I will say when I got on Twitter this morning, it was the first time this had happened. The format has changed, and I don't think it has anything to do with what's going on with Elon Musk, but the format, it looks like Instagram now. And I'm the only one. I went to a bunch of people like you guys, and I was like, does your Twitter look like this? And it doesn't. Your guys' Twitter looks like the old Twitter. Mine looks like Instagram. It's driving me crazy. So,
yours looks like Instagram.
Dude, here.
Everything's like zoomed in, but that's obviously something they've been working on for a long time.
Like, look at that. That's my Twitter. You can scroll. It's got big pictures and
what?
Yeah,
autoplay,
which I don't like.
Instagram almost looks
it is
like
Instagram.
Reddit or something.
Yeah, I don't like it. So Elon Musk and I have a storied history. But if he could change that, that'd be great.
I'm all for free speech, obviously, and I think that Elon Musk being very sensitive to that and constantly rallying and tweeting about that for years now is it's just mostly an intriguing thing that he bought it. Like, what is he going to do with it? This is the guy that sent rockets into fucking space as a private company who was laughed at by everybody, including, I believe, Bill Gates, who like shorted Tesla stock, and now Tesla has obviously made him the richest person in the world.
You see that meme?
Oh my God.
Elon absolutely bodied Bill Gates a couple days
That's what
ago.
I mean. He's like,
that guy
all the
owns
things you want to
Twitter.
say about Elon Musk, like I don't know where he falls on most of the things, like whether it be politics or like whatever his view of life. I just know that like I've listened to him on interviews before. I think he's a really interesting dude. What he's done for the world is clearly made the world better. I mean, he's like doing he's clearly just made the world better.
I think objectively made the world better.
He did. I mean, he's just bringing all this clean energy into cars and all this stuff. He's doing great. The fact that guy now owns something so big in our lives like Twitter, I think is really interesting and cool. I do.
It's interesting for sure.
He's like a normal dude that has the most money on the planet. This is my perception of him. He's like a normal dude with like kind of normal everyday like obvious viewpoints of the world where he's just like everything's just kind of like that's like what we should be doing. Like he wants to give like everyone Wi-Fi, and he just like went out and did it with like Starlink. Like he just like has very simple points, and now that guy just owns social media. That's pretty fucking cool.
I like we talked about it the Monday after the Masters on the rundown when it was like Elon Musk is apparently going to try to be a majority owner or whatever. And I said what's really cool about the whole situation is that he has now in real life with much bigger things the ability to and is literally doing what like you would do as a child if you just had unlimited money. It's like if you just wanted to buy New York City and turn it into Chuck E. Cheese, like you could just do it. He's basically like, oh yeah, I'm just going to buy. This is a disaster, this Twitter stuff. I hate these guys. I'll just buy it and then do whatever the fuck I want with it. That is absolutely incredible. I mean, and to your point, Frankie, about how I think he is making the world a better place. He's like trying to build tunnels all around and get rid of like traffic, and people can laugh and be like, that's a horrific idea, it might not work, but he's fucking trying. Like the guy's actually trying to come up with new ideas.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I got some blogs to delete, but the whole thing is pretty cool. And
watch out.
So please, Elon, please do not take. I love Twitter. Everybody knows who listens to the show. I talk about how much I love Twitter all the time, and I have been hard on Elon Musk for a long time. Just don't take my Twitter away, please. I love Twitter.
Well, I got good news for you. I think one of his tweets that I saw today, or maybe earlier, he said, I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech allows.
Here I am. I'm here.
So that's good. You can keep criticizing him, I think. It'd be funny if he just started deleting.
I tweeted earlier today that I love Elon Musk. So
yeah, smart. Do you think he? Like, it'd be funny if he went in and just edited people's tweets himself. It's like your old tweets. It was just like, Elon Musk is the best.
Well, Uncle Chaps was retweeting all my old Elon Musk blogs.
Oh no!
Which was mean.
Since we're on the fucking topic of space and everything, I know we got to get to golf talk and all this. Something came across my desk the other day that really has just put a halt in all the momentum I had in this thing we call life, and it was a fact that we don't know for certain who named the planet that we live on Earth. You type it into Google, it just says we don't know. The first thing, it just says we don't know. There's always these ways that you can get like around, like, all right, like you can pull like EAR from like Old English and then like combine that with like the TH and like somehow it means dirt. But like if you look on Google, that first response, I've never quite seen anyone just say
that's tough.
We don't know. It says the answer is, we don't know. It's just flat out, just livescience.com.
Do you kind of like it that way?
I always fuck that
Yeah.
up.
Do you kind of like it that way? That we
I
just
do like
don't know?
Yeah. Well,
Who got to name the planet, dude?
We don't know. We just kind of started calling it that.
Someone did.
I don't mind.
I think we're in a simulation. I think this place has been here for a real long time.
Okay.
I think Elon thinks we're in a simulation.
I think someone just typed in Earth onto a fucking folder on their computer.
And we're in the
That's
folder.
how we got the name. Yeah, we're just a folder on.
Then
a
how
computer,
did we
dude.
know that though? How did we see
We don't
the
know the
folder?
answer.
But I mean, how did we see
We're just
the folder was
accepting the
named
fact that
Earth?
things happen. Like we're just accepting the fact that this place is called Earth. Like someone already decided that for us, dude.
Yeah, we accept a lot of those things.
Big
though.
time.
I think like all of them.
We accept the fact that this world is spinning at 800 miles an hour and we're just floating with it.
It's not that it's something we're forced to accept.
Big time.
Like, yeah, I mean, I definitely accept it. I guess maybe some people don't, but but like generally, it's weird. You're talking about things that we don't have the choice to accept or not accept. It's just what's happening.
Then
The only people that really don't like accept things. Everybody accepts it, but I'd say that on a large level, people that decide that just like live in the woods as their own like society and do things their own way, right? Like otherwise, we are all doing it. Like people willingly every day go to like do something for the majority of their day that they hate and that they don't want to be doing.
Yeah.
They're literally just being like accepting everything.
But I guess on the
they're wearing clothes they don't want to wear. They're like accomplishing tasks they don't want to accomplish.
On the level that Frankie's talking about, though, I think I just passively accept those things. When something like that comes across your desk, it becomes your entire focus.
Well,
and then you're trying to interact with it.
We talked about this on the plane, and I almost had to ask like the pilot to ground the plane because then we realized because the thing that people like to do on my Twitter. They don't engage with me about golf or anything. They just like to ruin my day when it comes to like interesting, wild facts that they know that will legitimately derail my day and everything that I have going on. Just spiral me.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guy goes, he gave me a riddle.
Yeah.
And we're sitting on the plane. He goes, Frankie, what's the only thing to name itself? And Trent and I looked at Trent and said, now what the fuck is this? And Trent just stared, just fucking a blank stare, 1,000-mile stare.
I tried to figure it out. Yeah.
We could not figure out what named itself. And I messaged the guy back. I'm like, dude, my brain's going to explode. And he wrote, you just wrote the answer. And I said, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, it's the brain. The brain named itself. Someone came up with the word and the name brain, and that came from their brain. So what else is the brain fucking doing that we're not understanding? The brain did that. The brain decided that its name was going to be brain.
It's ironic that
are you understanding that?
Yeah.
Is that really settling in for
Frankie,
anyone else?
The brain decides. Your brain decides everything. You don't decide any of it.
Correct. We're just a vessel.
Yeah, that's right.
We are, and also our bones are wet, which is something that we all just can't understand. Like, our bones are fucking soaking wet. You ever think about that? Our bones are just wet, dude.
What do you mean they're wet?
They have to be wet.
Why?
They're inside our body. We got fluids. We got, like, blood. Like, our muscles are all wet inside.
Yeah, I guess they're soaking.
Our bones are soaking wet.
Well,
right?
I would say, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Sorry to anybody who's trying to play golf. I would say generally the inside of the human body is wet.
Dude, if your bones are dry inside your body, you're a dead person.
You're just all.
What is a bone? Is a saying?
No,
you made that up.
Soaked to the bone. when it rains really hard.
But even then, that's actually wrong, that phrase, because you're soaked already.
You would think dry
that
as
phrase
a bone.
Is saying like
dry as a bone is like a thing, right?
Dry as a bone is.
But bones have to be wet, like the outside. The insides could be dry.
Yeah, but there's a lot
Jake,
more.
Can you search if bones are wet?
Think about this. There's a lot more dead bones all around the earth that are dry.
Right. There are far more dry bones than wet bones.
Like billions and billions and billions of them.
Bones.
Yeah, just dry bones from
like
things
think about
that
anytime
are dead.
you see bones, it's when they're pulling a Tyrannosaurus Rex out of the ground, and it's like
dry as
Dude,
shit.
what's the song from fucking I Think You Should Leave where he's like, they're gonna come get our bones? Remember when he's
No.
like, oh yes you do.
I can't think of it.
Oh god.
Sorry.
You guys ever seen a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Like one of the
I've never gone
real
to
one?
I've never gone to the
Yeah,
museum
the
of
museums?
like
No.
natural history and all
They're
that shit.
fucking awesome. I did the one in New York one time when my who was it? My parents were in town, maybe, but it's unbelievable.
I gotta get there.
They have
got
big one
like
in
a whale
Chicago,
there
too.
and shit.
The blue whale. You wouldn't believe how big the blue whale is.
Smithsonian, that's the one.
It's extremely cool. Celsius, extremely cool too. We got to talk about them.
Yeah,
real
they
quick.
are.
Celsius helps you stay active and energized all day. So you're probably thinking about this. We're talking about Elon Musk buying Twitter. How can I be more accomplished and do really cool stuff like that? Celsius is going to help you. They're made with premium ingredients, 0 sugar, 7 essential vitamins, not like a traditional energy drink. They got delicious flavors, including watermelon, grape, mango passion fruit, raspberry acai, peach mango, strawberry guava, and way more. The list goes on and on. I'm going to say peach mango. Peach mango might be my favorite right now.
Peach mango's
Just nice when
it's
they
a great team up of fruits.
Peach and mango is great. It's nice when they can make something that's healthy and good for you and like give you more energy and all that. They make it taste good because a lot of the times when you do these things that are good for your body, they taste like poo poo, and it's just like everyone's more to the same of what we were just talking about, where people just do things they don't want to do. I don't want to eat anything or drink anything that doesn't taste good. That's like something I'm not enjoying.
So if it ends up being good for you, that's an added bonus.
So Celsius has just figured it out.
Right.
Like it's just tastes good, and it's like putting you on the track to success when it comes to your health.
It's nice that there's people out there working hard to create things that are delicious and good for you. Because I feel like that's hard to find.
But it is hard to find.
Celsius would like you to go over to Celsius.com to find a store near you, or you can order online at Amazon, Walmart, or Target. Celsius, live fit. Live fit.
Live fit.
Oh, dude, last
That was
that on your show?
I heard live fit.
Oh,
No, but I heard all about it.
yeah. You just didn't get the pronunciation right. It tripped you up.
Celsius live fit.
It's just one of those words.
Fits live.
You can go either way.
Oh yeah, he was on the show, but he was like he lost connection. Remember that?
Yeah,
so then we ended up
right.
telling him about it.
That's right.
That was that ad. Oh yeah, you guys closed out the ad. You
Yeah,
put a bow on
live
it.
fit.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think I did that on this show. By the way, you guys didn't pick up on it. It was called Live Scientifically. I said livescientifically.com.
It's live.
It's definitely a live.
Yeah, it's you're not great with that word,
Nope.
getting it the right.
Hard language.
Do we don't like that there's words that have 2 different pronunciations and
No.
meanings, do we?
I mean, I don't mind it, but only because I know. Like I grew up. This is my first language, so it's far simpler for me. But it is, if we're trying to have people learn the English language, it's tough for them. It's a tough barrier to entry.
Yeah, and it just seems there's so many letter combinations. Why didn't they just come up with something else? Right? Like
Yeah.
why wouldn't it just be I'm gonna go see that show live? Not like you're not gonna see it live, you're gonna see it live.
This is actually a perfect
why wouldn't it just
segue
be
into
the
something
same?
I want to talk about.
Okay.
You know how many songs there are on iTunes?
Ooh.
I know the answer.
Ooh.
Why do you know the answer?
Oh, fuck you.
We want to tell this story.
So I believe I've done this exercise before, or I'm just overthinking it and trying to take the thunder away from the shock of this. But I think it's way lower than people would guess.
I actually remember the show that we did this on. We all
don't
did
remember
this.
the show.
I don't know if we did all songs or songs on iTunes or Spotify or whatever, but I remember that we all made guesses, and I think I was way off. Somebody was close. Some people were way off.
I know the answer. You want me to tell you the answer?
Yeah.
80 fucking million songs are on iTunes.
Why
And
do you
want
know
to
that?
know why I know the answer, Riggs?
Why?
I can't believe we're actually talking about this. So, because this is one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
Uh-oh.
Just a classic Frankie Borrelli fuck you in the face moment. We are at the Zurich Classic, Trent and myself.
Well, I'm
You know,
getting the
last
story
show
finally
we-
here.
This is
The
it.
last
Okay.
show we did, we were live from the Zurich, and everything was great, and hooting and hollering down at the golf course. We're having a great time.
This is a live
We-
hit, you guys?
We had to go do
live
a
hit?
live hit, a live hit. Someone gave us the opportunity to go do some local media, And they're like, hey, ESPN Baton Rouge wants to get you guys on the show at like 2:00 tomorrow. You guys have any time to do that? Absolutely. We would love to do that. We're waiting for the hit. We're walking over there, which I love calling it a hit, by the way. Fucking awesome.
Feels a lot more important.
Fucking awesome.
I told many people we have a hit right now. So
that's like top talent does hits.
We go and do ESPN Baton Rouge.
With our guy Gus.
Big radio name.
He's got a big radio voice. We're sitting there at the 17th tent, the 17th green tent.
Gus.
At the Zurich Classic. He's describing the weather and the golf course. And he's like, and after the break, we're going to talk to you about Patrick Mahomes. It's just like everything was very radio-y.
Right. You realize, because we did one that day and then we did one the next day, how unpolished we are. Those guys, they got it. They know how to transition. They know how to bring things up. They know how to, set the scene and paint a picture. It's impressive what those guys do.
So we're talking. He brings us on the show. Trent and Frankie's got it all scribbled down in his notebook. He's very professional. We're on. I want to remind you that we're on ESPN Baton Rouge is what I believe it was called. Right? It's a local Louisiana, New Orleans specific radio show.
All right.
Zurich Classic has walkout songs. So I think one of the bits he wanted to do was Zurich Classic's here. It's a fun tournament. What song would you come out to, Frankie?
Oh, no.
Remember, this is live radio. And I, an idiot, not understanding what was happening in my world. And I go, I'd probably come out to something, like old school rock and roll. I don't know, like Led Zeppelin, When the Levee Breaks. And he goes, whoa, definitely not down here. That's just not a song you want to play down here. Trent, what about you?
Yeah, moved on.
And immediately I was like, oh my fucking God.
Frankie got as red as you can look. Now think about this too. We have
to do another 15 minutes right
First of all, we got to do a few more minutes radio. And one of the things that Frankie and I had talked about before we went on was, I think we said, let's just not let this get away from us in any way. Because you just don't want it to. We're down there, we're representing the Barstool Sports book. Like you just kind of want to get in, get out, promote.
Bob Dylan's Hurricane. Let's play that,
dude.
So
Riggs, there's 80 million songs.
What do you guys say?
And I love music. I could have thought of any song in the fucking world. And I was like, let me pick something with a cool intro. John Bonham. I'm like, I'm gonna nail this answer. And this guy, Gus, is gonna love it because it's old school. It's Led Zeppelin. I'm on radio. People are gonna tweet at me like, I fucking love that. And I picked When the Levee Breaks, the only song in the world about like too much water coming through a city, the levee breaking, which is exactly what happened in New Orleans. Dude, it's exactly what happened. And I want to apologize to every single person that have been affected by Hurricane Katrina and all these other, I can't believe it got away from me at this level, that I have to now apologize to the state of Louisiana and the city of New Orleans. But I just need to come out and say that I'm an idiot that didn't understand what was happening.
Dude, we listened to it on the drive-in.
And I was talking like about the history of the song. Yeah. They recorded it in this like hallway, and like the way that they recorded it, they had the mics hanging from the ceiling. And if you listen to When the Levee Breaks, you can hear the drums of John Bonham echoing through the stairwell. I fucking love that song. I'm obsessed with it.
Is Trent like? Are you in this moment realizing what's happening?
Oh, I immediately, dude. The guy Gus said, "Not in this city," like pal. And I was like, boy.
So then he moved on to me, and I was like, something Lil Wayne, because he's a New Orleans guy, and I was just trying to like play to the crowd,
nervous.
to the people who are now at Frankie's door
Twitter,
with
like, is it
pitchforks.
over? And listen, like it obviously was.
It was an honest mistake.
Honest mistake.
So we walked.
God,
So that was on the 17th green. So then we walked from the 17th green back to the 9th green where the Barstool Sportsbook Lounge was. The whole time, Frankie's like, "Well, my life's over.
It's over.
Everything's done.
So
pack it up. Everything we've ever tried to do."
Only reason why we're even talking about it now, and like the fact that we're able to like I wanted to scrub it from the internet. It was a fucking honest mistake. We talked to Mincy about it, the king of the South. The guy fucking lives in Louisiana. He's like literally was born there. He was saying that like in one of the recovery concerts, like one of the more all-time moments in New Orleans history is like a cover band or someone like played that song to like
to reopen a bar,
to reopen like one of the legendary bars, like the Levee. So like it's almost like a badass moment of like that song like reminds people of like
okay,
like all right, like
resiliency, recovery.
Yeah, like
we were thinking
persevered.
Yeah,
all right, that's what you meant.
I needed that
when he said it. And when we were walking back, we thought that song hadn't been played since. We were just like, that's a no.
Yeah, Frankie just tweets out the video of that cover band every day now.
God, yeah.
just like, you know, and Led Zeppelin's one of my favorite bands of all time, and it's just like, I don't know why that was in my head. I don't know why we listened to it on the way to the golf course.
I think that was your brain trying to sabotage you again?
Definitely.
Something going on up there?
There's something to Frankie's life that, and we talked about this too, it's just never easy for him.
It just isn't
nothing.
Easy, man.
We were eating lunch today. We were eating a delicious macaroni salad, and he's throwing it all away, and he just spilled the macaroni salad on the front of him. It's just like come on, man.
And a lot of people listening to this would be like, Frankie's life is incredibly easy. And I would like argue that, yeah, I have an easier life than most people. I'm just saying that I make something that should be awesome and easy and simple and great into like the most ridiculous turmoil tornado of all time.
Yeah, walk-up music is a layup.
It's a layup.
It's a softball.
I could have said fucking any. I could have said 79,999,999 different songs.
Yep. You said the one that got you potentially in a real.
So yeah, I want to apologize, but fuck. I didn't mean it.
It didn't end up being a big deal.
He did not care. Like Gus was
no,
like,
he didn't care. He was like, no, not down here.
We like to I like to take things to the next level. Whenever something happens to me, I'm like, I was picturing like people showing up to Borrelli's like closing the doors. Like I was just like, all right, it's
just
like
amazing that it's almost impossible to say a bad answer there. People can rip off of anything that you say. Oh yeah, there's this story cool, and that one he put up a stop sign.
He shut it down.
Wow,
that's a story. And
so that was the end of the Zurich Classic, and you know, we had a great time there. Aside from that, that was a tough moment. That was just a
I guess we talked about a lot of it on the last show, but we just hung out.
What happened since we got off the last show at the Zurich? We
just hung out at the Sportsbook Lounge for the most part.
Yeah, thank you to everyone that came there.
Yeah.
They signed up with the code Zurich. I don't know if that's still live.
Zurich
I'm sure 22. It's not. Zurich 22, and they got $100 cash bonus and $1,000 free bet.
The Chill Cali Bros won the event.
Chill Cali Bros. Yep. Did you see they were in sync every time?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Someone's winning that thing. They're in sync when it comes to like taking their club from their bag into their other hand. They do the same thing, same time.
That was nuts.
Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. Those two guys are really good golfers. It's insane that we didn't put any money on them. Every time someone wins a golf tournament, you're like, why didn't I put money on that person?
That's how it goes.
Obvious. Especially when it's an obvious person.
The real bad one was Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, that's
for the Masters.
How did we not?
Shout out to Hank.
But then
Henry Lockwood. He made like $4,000 on just betting on Scotty to win.
Here's the thing: is every time you pick him, way to go out on a limb. It's like, well, I think they're gonna win. Like,
I think
why do I have to go out
caring about people saying like, oh, that was like a chalk pick? It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep winning.
Yeah,
that's
okay,
like
chalk pick. He's 8-1. Imagine in a normal like NBA game, if you took a team that was 8-1 to lose, what are you talking about?
That brings up a different discussion when it comes to gambling. We all have to have a conversation when it comes to our next major is the PGA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be gambling. We're probably going to be in Arizona, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in Arizona. We're going to announce all that stuff after we do the Tulsa Tango. Is that sold out?
Sold out. Sold out quickly. We'll be there, yeah. So we'll be on site from, I believe, Sunday night until Thursday night, and then we're going to go to Arizona so we can gamble because once Friday kicks off in a tournament, we can't get a lot out of it, obviously.
So when we're talking about gambling, when it comes to the PGA Championship, we just did the Masters. We got slaughtered responsibly, and now we have a chance to like get back on it, and we're gonna do things the right way this time. These bets that we were making were out of hand when it comes to the odds. We're like the only thing we're talking about is like a guy to win the ninth hole for plus 750 when like everyone else is drawing the hole because it's an easy par 3 that everyone's either making it to. Like we have to start getting futures in there. Like when I look back on my week at the Masters, the fact that I didn't take all the money that I put on Tiger Woods to hit fairways and greens, why didn't I just sprinkle that on all these guys to finish top 10 and win? I wish I could go back in time and just smack myself across the face.
Yeah, but it's really fun.
It is fun, but you know what else is fun? As on Sunday when you have like 7 guys to potentially win the fucking major, and you got like a decent chunk of change on them at like plus 1,800 because we didn't fucking do it.
Yeah, but is that guy gonna hit the fairway or not?
It's just not a successful way. Just like he just said, like when you think about a team that's 8-1, it's insane. Like you'd never bet that. Like we were going crazy with that, man. Tiger Woods to miss the fairway at one point was like plus 200 and we weren't betting it. We were betting minus 450 to hit the fairway and he was missing every single one of them.
Yeah, we need to be better on our bets.
He missed every single fairway.
It's also it's just not easy to just pick the winner every tournament.
No, but like
really tough.
Go back and like think about
hard.
But like we could at least have like some action on Sunday. You know that like out of 6 or 7 guys, you're gonna pick someone that's got a chance. You are.
I do.
You don't think so?
I do. 6 or 7 guys though, then you start to like. I mean, then it's not that different. You're kind of giving away the odds by picking 6 or 7 guys.
Yeah,
I do need to
like,
make.
It doesn't all need to be winners.
I do. Yeah, top 10s and top 5s are something that I really need to start looking
You
at.
have to.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Because you look at a leaderboard
crazy.
for the most part, not for the most part, but pretty consistently, it's similar names up at the top. Not always the same. But.
Our boys Scott Brown and Kevin Kisner made a 9 on a par 3.
Dude, that was our par 3.
It was brutal. That's the par 3 that I stuck at the 5.5 feet. Not that hard of a hole, for being honest.
So Kisner, Peter Millar guy. We're wearing Peter Millar, looking very, very good right now. With warmer weather on the way, it's time to take a look at your shorts. This is true. Jake Bass has these shorts on, I believe. While your golf shorts are perfectly capable of taking you to the course or the clubhouse, sometimes you need a more casual approach. They've handcrafted. They've got dock shorts, okay? Once again, our friends at Peter Millar have crafted the perfect short for your summer trips. They're new dock shorts made from a lightweight, durable stretch ripstop fabric. You ever heard of a ripstop fabric?
No.
Wow, that sounds nice. And features an elastic waist for all-day comfort. I love those, actually. It's nice. It's perfect for a little more casual. The elastic waist.
I'll tell you this.
All-day comfort.
It's well documented for how Frankie and I feel about shorts. But if I am ever going to get into the shorts game, I'm going with Peter Millar no matter what. They have the best stuff across the board.
One of our from the galleries was actually from a guy who asked if during the Fixing Frankie series, Frankie will work on his insecurities about wearing shorts on the golf course.
Maybe Dr. Brett McCabe, spelled with an H, Brett, will help me in all aspects of life. Maybe he'll be able to get me to figure out.
Wait, what was it?
Brett.
Brett.
Maybe I think he's going to open up my mind to just accepting a lot more things in my life. I won't be so fucking neurotic and psychotic and quick to always be so negative. I'm very negative about my kneecaps.
Pronounce the H?
You don't.
Soft.
I don't think so.
Brett.
Bro, the public hasn't seen my legs in years.
If there is not that long ago, you wore them. I can't remember what it was for, but you appeared with shorts on.
That must have been a mistake.
You wore. This is gonna sound weird. You wore shorts to my hotel room a couple weeks ago.
I did do that.
That's weird, but that happened.
Then what happened?
Then you shaved your face with my electric razor, and then you left.
Each short, his garment dyed.
You
for
want
a
to be
unique
baby smooth.
vintage look. This one says PG, by the way. This ad reads PG.
Okay.
Head over to petermillar.com/foreplay to shop the entire line and use code foreplay for complimentary shipping. All their gear is the best. We know that. Their pants as smooth and comfortable as they get. Their shorts, these dock shorts, amazing. Their hoodies. Trent's wearing a lava wash hoodie right now.
I love these hoodies.
Looks phenomenal.
I've got this Barstool Classic one now, and I was like, as soon as I got here, I was like, where are the hoodies at? I got to wear one of these things. They're great.
Where are those hoodies at? Okay. A couple things to get to on a logistics front. The Scramble videos versus Bob Does Sports crew is doing numbies, as they say. Crushing.
It's a
People
really
love
good
it.
crew.
Good, lighthearted, fun, upbeat hang. I feel like that video. Some of the touring pro ones are really cool because they, of course,
we got a cart going backwards. It's okay, Lisa.
It's okay, Lisa.
Live events, Lisa. Just
she had to.
Yep,
she's
got to get out.
working.
She's working. She's grinding.
Yeah.
Live events, Lisa, crushing it. The PGA Tour videos, the scrambles against those guys and girls are obviously great because it sheds light onto their personalities. It gets better, but they get a little bit competitive and intense, and we want to win.
Big time.
Their egos are on the line. They're professionals. Is what they do for a living. They don't want to lose. And not to say that this wasn't competitive, because it obviously was. It came down to the wire. But this was much more like a Saturday with your crew that I think people can really relate to. Just a bunch of fun-loving people enjoying life out there, slapping it around, congratulating each other, but also, sending some daggers to the other team, a little bit of chirping, a little bit of shit-talking. There was just a lot of fun had. I think people were liking that video.
Yeah. They are as good as a crew as you're ever going to find. I mean, they were at the Yankee game the other day, and my buddies were around them. Like, Fat Perez is just owning the bar outside Yankee Stadium. Just like, he's just a cultivating mass. Is that what I want to say? Is that what he is? He's just something that you can't keep your eyes off.
Yeah.
And I love them, man. And I've talked very highly about Bob and that crew, Joey Coldcuts, and everything about them. They're just amazing. I think at one point, I got a lot of tweets and like DMs about, I think at one point in the video, I said that we were playing down to our competition, to our crew. And I think it was coming off of this fact that was our second loss in a row. And I'm like trying to figure out why the 4-man scramble is scrambling with all these losses. Why can't we figure it out? I don't ever want anyone to think that I mean, Bob Does Sports is a massive, massive rocket ship that is flying to the moon with no one stopping them. I've been a fan of Robbie Berger since the second I saw him on fucking Snapchat 7 years ago. I mean,
well, I think people were mostly thinking that you were saying we're playing down to our competition like we're good at golf and they stink, when in reality, as we all know, they're clearly not as good as a PGA Tour pro, which
right.
We just have right. But they also have the best golfer in the group. Perez played collegiate golf and
Stud.
He's the best handicap and a very, very good player. So yes,
but there's been a change of like we it's in our confidence. Like we are now a team that's lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Like so like for us, it's like we beat fucking Pat Perez, we beat fucking Joel Damon, we beat Kevin Kisner. It's like all right,
beat the country stars,
we beat the
Jay
country stars, we beat
Kang.
Jay Cohen, like Daniel Kang. Like all right, something's happening to the 4-man scramble where we're not like winning matches anymore. We just fucking lost to Max Homa. We're losing to fucking Fat Perez. It's like and Fat Perez is a problem.
He
is a fucking problem.
Really
that
good.
guy.
He's a bad man.
He doesn't eat food. It's right. He does not eat food. He just drinks a keg worth of beer, goes out to the hole. He can barely put the ball on the tee. Legitimately, there's a clip on BarstoolSports.com on Foreplay where he can't get the ball on the tee. And he's like, oh, like one of these days, like I'm going to get this ball on the tee. Gets it on and ropes one right down the middle. Yeah. Doesn't even look at the ball. It's a seed right down the fucking center of the fairway. He is a problem.
I will say
They also hit a lot of long putts. I rewatched that video. It's insane.
Yeah, I know.
Big
lot.
Ones too. Robbie Berger was clutch.
That playing a round of golf and then having a full dinner with that crew is, I think, the most fun day you can have.
100%, dude. It
was the hardest and most I think I've laughed in a single day of my life.
And it's far and away the most messages I've gotten from people in my circle of friends, because we've all known Robbie for so long that like they were so excited to see that. Like we play with fucking Rory McIlroy, and like I won't hear that much from like like at that point, like everyone's become numb to that shit. Like in my circle, they're like, "Oh, Frankie's just fucking playing with Rory McIlroy. It's insane." But Robbie Berger was a different one because they're genuinely fans of his content, and like to be out for us to be in his content was such a like whoa. Because like I watch every single one of his videos, and now to be in one of them, it was like cool. Like I love watching him do his thing, and he also the same person on camera as he is off camera.
Yeah, I
same
agree with
voice, same mannerisms, same like he's
like
just
everything.
the nicest guy ever.
Great crew.
We got to keep doing those things. We got a million messages about the good guys, and those guys are fucking good at golf. I've had the idea. What do you guys think about this?
Oh wow!
I've had the idea. Yeah,
It's a live idea. Okay.
This is a live idea, and this is what happened when we first came up with the scramble idea. We did a live idea. What do we think about? What do we think about What do we think about if we did a night with the good guys? We go wherever. We go to a golf course. The night before, we have a dinner, and we do a draft like you do at like a buddy's golf trip, where like Riggs is the captain, and one of theirs guys is the captain, and you guys decide on, and we like mix and match the teams and play from there. What do you guys think?
Because
about
here's the reason why you're coming up with that idea is because they would crush us otherwise. That
they're four like collegiate, incredible golfers. I'm pretty sure.
And I have seen
I have
seen responses like that to our videos where it's like people are like, "Oh, the good guys would crush these guys." Like we don't realize that.
Oh, correct.
We know. We know.
Foreplay was never built as a YouTube channel or a podcast or a brand. Admitting that or like trying to make people or convince people that we are the best golfers on the planet. That has never once been it. So like I think people get mad when we're not better. I got a message like, "Why do you suck at golf?" And I was like, "Because we're allowed to."
Well, yeah, I get those every day. You know,
why do you suck at golf? I don't know. Like, why do you suck at I don't know.
I just get confused when people think.
I don't know. I don't know. What's the answer? We don't have to be good. I'm not playing in any tournament. I don't have to be good at anything.
Yeah, the only thing I don't understand is when people tell us that like we would get killed by good. Like they're breaking news to us. Like,
correct.
We know.
Say correct every single time. Yeah. No, I also would lose to my buddy fucking Chris Betting. Like I would lose to all my buddies that play better golf than me.
So
well, there's also those same people will, they'll tweet at Max Homa and be like, "How come you suck at golf this week?" Because they had like $25 on him to win the tournament, and it's like Max Homa is trying his best all year long to be the best golfer in the world, and like. He's really good. He's won a bunch of PGA Tour events, but he's like, 28th in the world. Yeah. And he's like, No, yeah, right now, like, there's a couple people that are, like, better than I am. That, okay, week to week, like, I might lose to them. Now, we're clearly on a different scale, but, like, we're not really good at golf. Clearly, we post videos all the time. We would like to be better, but we also, to your point, Frankie, we don't get paid to be good at golf. We get paid based on creating content around golf that people actually want to watch. So, like, that has nothing to do. Like, if you play collegiate golf and are really good, you aren't just instantly a giant, like, YouTube or social media presence in the world of golf.
Totally.
Nobody cares if you're just good at golf unless you're really, really good, and that's for like 100 people in the world.
And it's crazy that we have to explain our content as if like we're already just doing, like, look at what we're doing, and that is what we're doing. We don't have to like explain exactly what our brand is, but like Breaking 100 is what Foreplay is. Like Good has their videos where they go out and they shoot a million under par, and they make hole-in-ones from par fours, and they drill the fucking drives as far as they possibly can. Like, that's what they do. Like, we do, like,
a straight up video against them wouldn't. I don't think would be compelling.
We would bend the knee. Like, sure, we'll go play them. We'll just like lose. Like,
well, yeah, we would just lose. But I don't hate the idea of like a draft. But then I think like even if we split cut, then it'd be like first people that get drafted are just going to be their guys. So then I don't know.
I know. So
because they're just the best at golf. But and here I honestly don't know enough about them to know what would be the most compelling. But if one thing that I know is I think they're younger, and I think a lot more clean than we are.
Super clean.
Like,
and they also do like 500,000 views every day.
They crush.
Like, I don't know if I met them briefly at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. They were very nice. And other than that, I don't really know a ton about, other than that they put sick tracers on some of their videos, and they got that hole one that one time, and the one on a par 4.
They just like have.
And I've heard that they're pretty clean. That like if you're like cursing and saying crazy shit on their show, that's like not how they roll.
Well, then like they'd have to come on our channel then or something, because like I'm always going to talk about my ball sack and shit. Like, that's just what's going to happen.
No, I guess the point of this is that we see people saying that we should play them. We're just trying to.
Maybe they have ideas for us. And I know they like to do like 10-minute videos. They're very YouTube-y. We didn't know anything that we were going to do.
Trying to get bigger on YouTube.
Foreplay has always just done things to just keep doing them. We never had like an agenda to do anything. It just kind of rolls. Like, Riggs gets an email, we go to a golf course and we cover an event.
That's pretty much how it works.
Fucking, we go meet this guy, and Joel Damon says, "Why don't you come to Mason Place?" Like, we don't have like an agenda. Like, they've had an agenda to be really big YouTubers, and they're really successful at it. So if we can learn something from them, absolutely, I would do that in a heartbeat. Like, but they also have a different brand than us. So let's figure out a way to make it like an actual competitive match. Because we're already saying, like, I mean, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we could compete with them. Like, Riggs always made the point, like, we're athletes. We can fucking, which is a joke. We're not. We can, like, figure out how to maybe get the ball in the hole at some point.
I do feel that way. Like, we are men with bodies and can, like, swing stuff.
What problem
like, so are they. Why don't we just, like, try to beat them? But they're just way better than we are.
The four elite golfers in a scramble is tough. Like, they'd go 14 under, 15 under, and, like, but maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass. Maybe people know more than we do. I don't watch all their videos. I've seen a lot of their stuff, and they're really good. Really good. It'd be like playing Fore, just like...
I'd say they're the ones that we get the most. Guys. People say we should do something with them.
Oh, yeah. By far
no doubt.
Most.
Come up with a creative format, because I don't think us versus them is as compelling as people would want it to be, because I think we would just lose.
They've also been like more open to doing stuff with... Like, I've seen them like comment on our videos before from their channel.
They do stuff with Bob.
They've done stuff with Bob all the time. Like, they just seem like they're not like some of these other guys that like think they're too cool for school. Like, we're just like, absolutely, I'll do it with them.
Yeah,
that's an open, not an invitation, because like they're probably the ones that should be inviting us on YouTube. They're fucking massive,
huge.
They but I think I'm open to it. I don't know about you guys. I want to do it.
Yeah,
I'm open to it, Frankie.
So let's go do it.
We're like the collab guys all of a sudden.
Well, I think you do one, and then you kind of like roll into the next one. I think there's a good connection between like Bob and those guys. Like, if I didn't see Bob doing so much stuff with them, I would probably tell him to just like keep doing their thing. We'll do our thing.
I guess I didn't realize before that people would be as ecstatic about seeing two of their favorite content people or groups in the same content videos.
Someone said that when they watched us and Robbie Berger, it was like when The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody like mashed up with Hannah Montana, and it was like, or was it iCarly and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? I don't know. Maybe it was Hannah. No, I think it was Hannah Montana and The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Whatever. They all like intermingled on one show, and it was like, oh shit.
That's kind of how. Yeah, I mean, after seeing the reaction, that's way more the excitement of it and the people being like, I can't believe I'm watching all these people in the same video. This is really cool because I watch both of their bullshit all the time. And I knew it'd be cool and really funny, but I didn't know people would be almost like
mind blown.
Wow, it's finally coming together. I can't believe they're in the same world. Like they're operating in the same world, which again is weird for us because we don't think of it that way. We're just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like we respond to emails or texts and try to network with people and come up with fun, interesting shit. Sometimes it does great, sometimes it doesn't.
I wonder how it's going to work because like I think they're just a much bigger production than like Bob Does Sports is still so like early days Barstool where he's just like rolling around with this crew and like a little bit of like one camera guy like Jet will like edit their stuff on a plane and like just like
I had forgotten the Jet on the first tee how much we were trying to rattle him.
Just like they're so much more like let's just like make really funny content and however it comes out. I feel like Good's gonna have like a million like kind of like our production, so that'll be a discussion on like how the hell we're gonna get it done because they do stuff completely different than what we do.
Okay,
they're like zoomed in cameras and like 10-minute videos and like quick laughs and like you've seen them, Jake. It's totally different. Like,
dude, they're Iceland and we're the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
They're like clean and professional and really good.
Yeah.
And we're just a collection of clown characters that are like
we start
barreling our way through life trying to figure it out.
We start some videos with Trent getting like stretched out on the floor with like his belly hanging out of his like fucking pants, and they start their video being like, "What's up, YouTube?" Like it's just the world. Like they know what colors work on their fucking thumbnails. They know everything. They're like Mr. Beast. Like I listened to him on fucking Rogan, and he was talking about how many things go into how you get clicks on videos, and they crush it.
Yeah, it's different styles, and obviously they're good, super successful. So they both work.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see them put us into their world a little bit.
Everything would have to
that would be kind of fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like
teach us how to be YouTubers.
Yeah, like, I feel like that
might be the video.
Fascinating. I don't know, like I don't know.
Good teaches foreplay how to get more views. Coming to you soon on Foreplay.
I don't know. It'd be interesting. I feel like
I want to play them though. I think they're good guys.
You know, like Breaking Bad gets pulled into a sitcom world,
right?
Like you have to do it like the crowd laughing. And like they did that. Well, I guess didn't a show do that?
Was it like WandaVision or something?
WandaVision, obviously something like that. And then another show did that as well, where it was like a drama, then got written as a sitcom, and they did one episode like that. I wish I could remember. Obviously, WandaVision is the one people are thinking of, but there's another one where it's like that too. But yeah, that'd be very interesting.
You should like Jesus take the wheel. You guys, you tell us what you're doing.
And then they come to us and we teach them how to swear.
Do they do a podcast?
I don't know how they continue to do it, but they did have one.
They used to have one, or they did. I'd like to know like how they're going to respond to this.
Can we reach? How do we reach out? Do we have like a
good at Gmail?
I'd also.
Yeah, we'll DM them.
I'd also like to make it clear I wasn't comparing us to Breaking Bad. That's just the first one that came to my mind.
Breaking Bad, man. It's a great show. Better Call Saul. I still haven't watched the first episode.
Is that
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers? They did a collab.
They probably did. Did they? Is that what you're seeing?
I think that's what Bass is seeing.
God, I used to love the Power Rangers, man. I used to fucking love the Power Rangers.
Yeah, me too.
X-Files and Cops?
No, I'm thinking of a show. No, I'm not even talking about a crossover episode. I'm saying that a show that, like Breaking Bad, they wrote it into a sitcom format. So it was like it was just a completely different thing.
Why don't you keep thinking about that show, Trent?
I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna start thinking about Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is where we're going later this year. We've been already this year, but it's the golf capital of the world.
Uh-oh.
That thing's really loud.
It's gonna get louder.
No, it's gonna be far away still. We're fine. Somebody was people were
dude
working
that looks
here
like Slash that's setting up
at the
for a
Barstool
concert
Classic,
behind us
and
wearing
they're
top
moving
hat.
a cooler around.
Dude, we have a concert here at the Barstool Classic tonight. Like drum set and everything. You see what's going on behind you?
Yeah, it's gonna be
This
awesome.
guy looks like Slash. He's wearing a fucking leather vest, a top hat.
Yeah, we're in Nashville, baby.
Dude, this is gonna be crazy. Am I gonna play drums tonight?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is the golf capital of the world. More than 70 courses, sandy white beaches, and endless off-the-course entertainment options. There's a golf course for everyone. Myrtle Beach, top 100 courses with ocean views, private clubs, municipal styles. There goes that cooler again.
It's just happening.
No matter your budget or handicap, Myrtle Beach has something for you. Myrtle Beach features oceanfront homes, condos, beachfront hotels, villas, and more. Off-the-course entertainment, including 5-star hotels, breweries, oceanfront bars, tiki bars, Pirate Voyage? Voyage?
Pirates
Voyage? Or is
Pirate
that a
Voyage. Deep sea fishing.
Pirates
You guys ever
Island.
been deep sea fishing?
Never been deep sea fishing. I can barely walk on 2 feet.
I once went spear fishing.
Really?
in Hawaii. Yeah,
Tiger Woods likes to do that.
Dude, what?
yeah. Right after
That's
I
such a
graduated high
funny
school.
Trent
How'd you do,
experience.
like, in
Trent
Castaway?
Ryan from Iowa went spearfishing in Hawaii.
You go
Are we
under-
just gonna accept that?
You go
What?
underwater.
Thinking of a different person.
Was that a dream?
No, that was
that a
was
fever
long
dream,
time ago.
dude?
No. I did it. You
How'd you get
underwater spearfishing too. So there's an
What are you,
elastic
Aquaman?
there's an elastic band on the end of the spear, and you wrap it around your arm, and you use it as so it pulls like a rubber band, and then when you see a fish, you
did
let
this
it go,
activity?
So you're like
No
Castaway.
way.
but he does it above water. This was
Okay.
underwater. I did very poorly, as people would imagine, but it's something that I tried.
Your
to do.
Hawaii
spear any
experience
fish?
makes me very, very intrigued.
It's probably the best experience of my life. I was there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Well, you know what's just as good of an experience?
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com is the one place to plan your Myrtle Beach golf trip. PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com features every golf package, hotel, and golf course in one convenient place. You can also get trip quotes with just a few clicks. Visit www.golfisgreat.com, and now you can enter to win a golf trip to Myrtle Beach and experience for yourself why Myrtle Beach is the golf capital of the world. Again, enter golfisgreat.com. Fantastic URL, and you can enter to win a golf trip to Myrtle Beach. Okay. Tuesday, so we obviously talked about the Barstool Sports video. Go check that one out if you have not yet, please. And then Tuesday, we have Colin Morakowa on our YouTube channel, which is tonight. People were I forget what day it is, but
Dude, been on the road for way too long.
Colin Morakowa tonight. We basically, on a par 5, keep walking him back to see how far back he can reach a par 5 from. And he takes it incredibly seriously.
Yeah, he does.
And is roasting 3-woods from many, many yards away.
Yeah.
It's like, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
It's a quicker
Let's
video
keep
than
going.
we've been putting out. We just put out the Barstool Sports. It was a movie. It was 2 hours and 6 minutes. Shout out to fucking Brendan Jones. He edited a movie. It's a movie. 2 hours and 6 minutes is a movie. This one's a little bit of a quicker one, I think, right? So it's like 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay.
And I just think people are going to really like the idea of like Colin Morakowa trying to achieve something that like we basically told him he couldn't. And it really drives him crazy. It's nothing that's going to blow your mind. It's just really, it's cool to see a guy. It's cool to see a guy like Colin like take his time to like show off how talented he really is, and something that we as the average golfer love to see. We love the long ball. Chicks love the long ball. And like, we just were like, could you hit this green? He's like, oh, fuck, I don't know. And like, we did that for fucking 15 minutes, and it was really cool.
His approach to it makes the video where he gets into it. He's super competitive. We keep telling him that we don't think he can do it, and then he just wants to try it. So that's what makes it. He is so competitive and so driven. Watching a guy like that try to do something that's really, really, really hard is very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, look, think about you as the golfer out there. You are in Florida. It's flat. You're at sea level. Flat approach shot. It's not downhill or anything like that. And you've got how many yards out in a par 5 in the fairway with a metal wood in your hand? You know, can you realistically be like, it's worth it for me to go for this green? It's usually not that far out for a lot of people. 240, 250, maybe with your 3-wood, something like that. We took him way back farther than that and watched him rip 3-woods at a green, seeing if he could hit this green. And he pulled off some amazing shit, and he was really into it to the point where we're like, all right, yeah, that was fun, but like, we're going to move on to the next thing now. And he's like, give me another one.
We
And
pushed him over 300 at one point.
Well over 300.
Well over 300. So that's a good tease. We started him at like, did we start him at 300? We started at 300. So that's where you should, that's what's going to get the clicks. Like, this isn't just hit the green from 225 out.
No.
We started Colin Morakowa out at 300 yards and said, hit this green. That's where we started him. So wait until you see the way that he can hit these fucking 3-woods. It's insane how much torque and force he can put in while also hitting the ball really straight at a target. It's nuts.
He also gave me a
Really
Sour
cool
Patch
editing
Kid.
too.
I don't know if that's in the video. He gave me
did give
Sour
you.
Patch Kid.
Oh,
Oh, that's
the
a
next
little
video.
teaser for the next video.
He gave you
Colin
Sour
Morakowa gives me Sour Patch Kids.
Which is basically Trent Ryan porn.
Yeah, I mean,
Love
he didn't
Colin
realize what he was
Morakowa.
doing. I think at that time, thinking back, I was trying to like cut down on sugar, which is something I should be doing all the time. But at that specific
How's that
time,
been going recently?
Just,
I saw you at the hotel.
Come
You
on.
wanna talk about that?
Which one?
Oh my god, which one? New Orleans, dude.
No,
I saw the guy in the front desk. He had to call. Who owns Starbucks? Starburst. Is it like Nabisco? Who
I don't
owns
know.
Starburst?
I don't know.
He got on the phone with headquarters and
Yeah.
said, "We need a fucking truck to come here because Trent Ryan just came through."
They didn't have Sour Patch Kids, so I needed something fruity and sugary, and I just got a ton of Starburst.
Just every
Starburst
day.
really good.
Really good.
You crack your
Dude.
teeth on Starburst, so they're fucking firm.
It depends on what you get. Hopefully they're soft.
Here's an important question.
Okay.
What's your favorite color?
I think there's a pretty universal number one.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think
All right. On three, let's all say what
shit.
camp it is.
All right,
Oh, no, you're not going to like mine, dude.
I think you're gonna. I think me and Trent are the same. But I
Yeah.
have no
Oh,
idea.
I actually don't know. Now I'm
wow.
nervous. Because okay.
Okay, ready?
I think there's a universe.
1,
Oh.
2, 3. Pink.
Pink.
We both said pink.
I think it's red.
I knew it was red. I thought you were going to say red. You want to know my two favorites? Yellow and pink.
Yellow is underrated.
Really underrated.
They're all good, but I think pink's my favorite.
Yeah,
orange
pink's
is
awesome,
orange is
dude.
bottom for me.
But
I
if
like
we were
orange
playing
as
like
well.
the dozen, I don't know that I would have said pink. I would have said red, probably.
Yeah, red's just a more bold
For, like, what's the most
flavor that
popular.
people
Yeah.
definitely like think that,
For
that
me,
pops
it's-
the most.
Red, yellow, pink, orange.
Pink, yellow, orange, red. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Red tastes like it tastes really good, but it's the most close. It's the closest to cough syrup to me. Like all that cherry flavor. Every time I have something cherry, to me it tastes like cough syrup.
Oh, I love it. I love a good artificial cherry flavor.
Only cherry Coke for me. I just don't like cherry and everything else. I had a tough time when we went to Traverse City, in Michigan. It was just the cherry capital of the world.
capital of the world.
I just had a tough time in that city. Everything was cherry.
I don't remember what we were talking about, but yeah, Starbursts are good.
If they could come out with a grape one, I'd love that.
I don't like grape.
You wouldn't like a
artificial
purple Starburst?
flavor. No.
Did they ever invent that?
We got to talk about Brandon Walker's golf swing.
Amazing.
Amazing, but also a cheat code. He hit at night. It's
Don't disagree with any of that. I'm not saying he was hitting them 300 yards or two. I don't even know how far those things are actually going. But what I'm saying is comparative to how you would think of the Lummox and him just showing up
nuts.
on the range, seemingly without being on a driving range, probably in like years,
3 in a row.
and just piping 3 in a row with like no backswing, no practice swings, no glove, no anything. And even if there's a little like over the top, you get all these like losers on Twitter, which, you know, that's a whole nother story. And Elon Musk bought it, so hopefully those people get deleted. But the fact that his action just looked like good, like he
Dude,
was bringing
he was
it back to a
compressing
nice
the club.
position.
He really
piping
turned on it.
turned
The
on
torque-
it good.
torque.
The torque was impressive.
Just looked incredible. It has like 2 to 3 million views on Twitter
Insane. It's absolutely insane.
of him just pounding 3
And
drives.
it is like mesmerizing. And dude, this is the is it like Kawasaki? Is Kawamura, who I follow him on Instagram.
The Kawa swing.
Like any ball hit at night. You see this on fucking all these viral golf accounts. Like you'll see some girl in high heels will like be at the Vegas Top Golf and she'll hit a ball and it looks like it went on like literally into outer space. And
Yeah,
like,
that's the popular one.
bro, there is such a cheat code when hitting balls at night. I know this because I went and did this for like a week straight with my irons.
You were
when
really
I first got
on
my
at that
stealth
point.
because I just wanted to see.
But
my
you were playing into the cheat code too.
big time. I would only go to the range at night and I'd only take videos from the bottom, looking up. The balls look like they went out into outer space, and like it just is mesmerizing. It's an amazing time to hit golf balls and video it because.
Well, the video that you have, and no disrespect to him, is the one of your dad.
I have one of my dad where it just looks like my dad hits one 400 yards. My dad can't hit it over 150 yards. He can't.
Right.
Like he just
Right.
can't get the ball in the air. Like so, it's like, dude, I'm not taking anything away from Brandon Walker. I just know that like the mesmerizing part of it, of like, holy shit, these things are going so far, is because it disappears. You can see the ball flight where you can't during the day.
His action was nice.
Really,
It just
good.
looked good. He like
Yeah.
brought it back to a good position at the top. It just aesthetically looked good. You know, like Frankie on our show has like the most aesthetically pleasing swing. I mean, it's
For
like
sure.
Frankie's swing just looks good. Part of that's lefty, which is another cheat code. But him, like, it just looked good, and him mashing him just being like smashed.
He's
smashed. and
He's a
hitting 3 in
content
row.
guy, dude. Brandon fucking Walker, when he does anything, dude. Brandon fucking Walker went to like the WWE and was like fucking announced. Like Brandon Walker, anytime he enters a new realm, kind of like dominates it a little bit. Like
Yeah.
he's just a dominating force. Like he stepped up to the fucking tee and hit absolute piss missiles right in our face. Got 3 million views. Dave said that like we're all losers because we play the game a lot more than Brandon Walker.
He called me a loser.
He called Riggs a loser, and like that's just
Didn't
the
tag
world.
me either,
That's
fucker.
the Brandon fucking Walker world. Like Brandon fucking Walker is Brandon fucking Walker.
He is, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you see the way he talks to some of these wrestlers? Like he's the one that gives them the fucking talk. He's Brandon fucking Walker.
There's no denying that.
That's a great video. That video, we had to address it. We've also got Greg Norman. So Greg Norman's trying to play in the British Open, the Open Championship. He said, I think I can still get in. Who last played the Open in 2009 at Turnberry. It's the 150th. I'm a past champion. I love St. Andrews. If there's a moment in time that I would consider going back and teeing off one last time, maybe this is it. Now, again, Norman saying, like, oh, yeah, this is the 150th, and it's at St. Andrews, so that's why I want to play. I mean, you want to play because you're the CEO of this extremely controversial Live Investments golf league.
Every time we talk about Greg Norman, there is just so much subtext around everything. Just nothing is quite what it seems. No. Maybe he believes those things that he's saying, but I saw some people calling this a publicity stunt. That's kind of what it is.
It's obviously one. He hasn't. The Open's at an awesome venue, and there's always these
bro, it's 150. It's St. Andrews,
come on, dude.
Bro.
There's a million different. Oh, whoa! This bird almost just took my head off.
It's just a bird.
I don't think it
was coming in hot. No, it was.
Oh, I didn't see.
It was flying like way over there.
No, it was coming right here and made a dart.
Part of me, no, I don't know. This whole everything with Greg Norman is just, it's always just coded in something. And it's never, whatever he's saying is never fully what's going on, ever.
He's also the CEO of a company, so like he's got to he's doing CEO things. Like he's just trying to, you know what I mean?
He's trying to make noise.
He's never going to be transparent about that stuff. He's just fucking trying to make noise. That's just what Greg Norman.
Yeah, but it just annoys me that he's not just transparent, especially in today's world. Transparency is more. People have direct line of communication through social media and everything else, and he's just kind of like blatantly being misleading. You're not playing because it's St. Andrews. They go to St. Andrews all the time. It's not like that. And last time we played 2009, like they've been to St. Andrews twice since then. So it's like you didn't try to play every time because it was St. Andrews because it's the 150th. You were clearly playing to try to drive more attention to your whole thing. Why can't you just say that? That makes people that makes people turned off by you, and you're blatantly fucking lying.
So how does he get into the Open?
He has to submit an exemption, request, and the RNA essentially said.
This is what by the way, before you read that, this is what I love most about situations like this, is it puts a governing body like the RNA in a position where they have to say no in very specific language, and sometimes they're dicks about it.
The RNA said, the entry terms and conditions for the Open stipulate that a champion must be age 60 or under or have won the championship in the previous 10 years to be exempt from qualifying. That remains the case for the 150th Open, and we have no plans for any additional exemptions. You're right. They just said no in 30 words or whatever that was.
Yeah. They're like, no.
So does Greg Norman have to try and qualify with his game?
That would be the only way he could get in. I doubt he's going to go try to do that.
When he says, I don't know,
he might have already.
Does he mean doesn't he say something along those lines that he feels like he can get in? Is he saying that based off his game or based off of his connections?
No, I think he's saying that based off he's saying they should let me play.
Okay.
He's already made noise with the attempt.
Yeah.
Which is the goal.
It's like when all these celebrities run for president for that first week, like Kanye did it, right? And you're just obviously not going to be the president, but now we're talking about you.
Donald Trump
worked one time.
Yeah. True.
It worked that one time.
And he became the president.
Everybody thought it was that, and then he was president.
That's true.
Norman did say, I think I can still get in. It's the 150th. I'm a past Open champion. I love St. Andrews. So I think he was saying I can get in because of these reasons. They should let me in. Is what I think. I don't think he's going to try to qualify. That'd be embarrassing. He wouldn't be able to really do it. I don't think. And he just wants to show up and clearly play. And then they also announced today that the championship will be at Trump National Doral, Miami. Will be the host of the season-ending team championship set for October 27th through 30th. The iconic Blue Monster will stage the seeded 4-day, 4-round match play knockout event featuring 12 teams competing for $50 million. The first place team will walk away with $16 million, followed by $10 million for second, $8 million for third, each player on the team receiving 1/4 of the earnings.
A lot of cash.
So now this is interesting. We talked about it a little bit over lunch. And what we had mainly talked about was, and we've talked about on this show endlessly about how, who's going to play, who should play, what reasons are they playing for, what reasons are they not playing for. But what we were saying is that there is a level of golfer right now chomping at the bit, thinking about a tournament like this, because we're talking about the ones who don't have such a high profile like a DJ or a JT or a Spieth or any of those guys. We're just talking about a guy who can't quite win on the PGA Tour, but wants to do this for a living, but he can't quite get over that hump. And so this new tournament, this new league, if they're not going to get the big stars like we don't think they are, there is an opportunity there to make a ton of money if you're one of those guys in a specific echelon of professional golf.
Also, that guy you're describing kind of like grinds in his life.
Yes.
Like barely has any sponsors, like definitely has the qualifications when it comes to his game, but like hasn't reached a level where like his skill is equating to him and his family and his life like reaping the benefits yet. Like a 300th ranked golfer in the planet is not a young one, at least, or someone that is less qualified, or I'm not talking about like an old school golfer that's fallen that to that lower level, but these new guys, these young guys like that really want to like make a change in their life and just want like the fast pass to do it. Fuck, man, no one's gonna care if all this negativity about the Live Golf Association or whatever they're calling it, all this tournament. All of that negativity is not going to fall on the dude that is like ranked 410th in the world and went and played and won. Like he actually gets some pretty good press. Like, oh, it's an amazing win. This guy just like changed his life. All the other stuff's going to like fall on like the bigger names and the bigger heads and all of like the CEOs and all that stuff. Like that's where it's going to fall on.
Right. So, if you think about the 30 to 40 best golfers in the world, and it's all the names that you know, those guys are freaks. They're freaks.
Yep.
They are so good at golf that you know who they are, and they are in contention all the time at these major tournaments. But then after that, there is a cascade of other really, really, really good golfers in the world who you don't know about, who can go play in these live golf tournaments and potentially win $4 million
each
in one event.
In one event.
And now look, I'm looking, Ian Poulter is a great example of Ian Poulter's a guy who has been rumored a lot to be a part of this. Or to be considering playing. Ian Poulter, I looked, so far this year he has $450,000 in earnings for the season. In 2019, he made $2.1 million, but it's gone down since then. There's a pandemic and all that. So between like 1 to 1.5 is kind of like what he's made. Now he could go over there, play against significantly worse competition. He is a team golf match play machine. And over 8 events, if the last one's going to have $50 million, $4 million if you win first place just for you, he could make easily in the $10 to $20 million range, like pretty realistically, very easily against these other teams. That is 10 to 20x what he's making on the PGA Tour, and he's going to be doing it against worse competition.
Right.
Yeah, of course that's going to be appealing to him, and we have discussed in this show at length all of the reasons not to do it and the horrific things from the Saudi regime who is financially backing this entire thing. But we also talked at the beginning of the show about people do things for money all the time in this world. Amazing things. The biggest one is that a lot of people go to work for 8 hours a day doing something that they fucking despise to just make money and pay bills. And you're offering to people now like, yeah, if you can kind of get over the negatives of where this money is coming from, and you go and play in these 8 events, you can make, in Poulter's case, probably 10 to 20x a year what you're making right now. Of course fucking people are going to be interested in that.
Yeah.
Of course they are. And it's also going to drive a really interesting development where after these first couple events, and this is one of the things that Greg Norman said a month or two ago, and I think he's right, is that people are going to, on the top level of the game, be like, okay, I'm watching these guys now who I know I'm way better at golf than they are. I'm watching them over there, and that guy just in the last 2 events made $2.5–3 million playing against people that are way worse than the people that I play week in and week out. What the hell's going on?
More
here?
than he made 3 years combined.
I'm gonna go over there and play. I'm gonna go over there and play in this because they're gonna get lured in because money talks. Money fucking talks.
Right? Because think about it. Even when you're on top of the golf world, a big part of what people talk about, they talk about the wins, they talk about the trophies, they talk about a green jacket if you get one, but they're also like, can you believe so-and-so made, $15 million in 3 months? Now, what you're saying is going to happen, Riggs, where they see...
We got a live sound check going on for the band to our right. We are at the Barstool Classic. Have we announced that we're outside.
Sure. We mentioned it.
Did we?
I think we mentioned it.
Okay.
You were talking about birds flying, and we talked about the classic.
Yeah.
Well, now we got music about to play.
Basically, what you said: big guys, top guys, seeing people of a lesser talent win more money than them will be interesting.
Super interesting.
We got to talk about dude wipes real quick. Then we got a lot more to say on this. Dude, listen up, dudes. How would you like the chance to win a trip for two with airfare and hotel included to spend a night with the one and only Harry Higgs at a Top Golf venue? I saw his tweet about this earlier.
No way.
So we got more details there. Yes way, Frankie. Our buddies at Dude Wipes have teamed up with their partners, Harry Higgs and Top Golf, to put together this amazingly unique golf experience. Just imagine swinging the sticks and hanging with one of the coolest dudes in golf, and the winner will get hotel and airfare for two. To enter, all you got to do is go to dudeproducts.com/topgolf. That's dudeproducts.com/topgolf. Enter your email. The contest promotion will run the entire month of April, and the winner will be announced in early May. That's all you got to do. You got to go to dudeproducts.com/topgolf to enter to win a trip for two to spend a night with Harry Higgs. Harry Higgs is phenomenal, one of our favorite people in golf.
Yep.
We had him on the show for like 2 hours, and we were doing the TaylorMade shoot right around Thanksgiving time. So he's got the whole vibe of him with the shirt, took his shirt off at the Waste Management. He's got the buttons down. He's got the shades on, but he's also a very serious golfer. He knows shit about the game. He'll talk to you about golf, about in-depth shots, shot shapes, the mental approach to the game. He's talking about getting mad at his brother who's his caddy on a certain shot decision. Like, he's into that stuff, and then he's also this total beauty who rocks dude wipes.
We talked to him at the Zurich. We saw him right outside the clubhouse, and he was not in any golf gear. He was just in shorts and a T-shirt, just drinking a coffee, looking like Harry Higgs.
Man, talking about the Masters and just like going through. Dude, we talked to him for 10 minutes, and he's just talking about all his favorite shots at Augusta and everything that he loved about it. It was, oh my God, what a great guy to be able to talk to.
And now you get to win a trip for two by just going to dudeproducts.com/topgolf. You go play and hang out at Topgolf and spend a night with Harry Higgs, who is one of the all-time greats. So the Live Golf investments is continuing to power through. They've now got, their series is booked. I still do not believe. Have we seen a definitive list of players that are playing?
No.
Okay, so we've not seen a definitive list of people who are playing, just rumors here and there, reports, if you will. But I do think yes, we've had everybody pledge their allegiance to the PGA Tour. We've had Jay Monahan at the Players' Championship basically take a victory lap, and I thought he dominated and crushed. We have on this show laughed a lot at Greg Norman, and I saw a very funny Eamon Lynch article, I think, yesterday, where he said something like, the clown show goes on with Greg Norman, but it doesn't have his Saudi bosses still laughing or something like that, and read through it, and some incredible lines in there from Eamon. So we've done all that, but now that you see real prize money, the real money that's behind it is going to be offered up. These events are here. People are going to be invited to play. They're just going to be golfers that accept it and play in this thing. And even if they're on the PGA Tour, as of now, the thing is framed not to not allow them to. It's framed to be like, oh, yeah, this is just additional stuff that you can play in. And it's up in, Pumpkin Ridge, and they're going to be going to Doral, and they're going to be going to the International up near Boston. Like, oh, yeah, they're just going to these things. Like, why wouldn't you play? And I think we're just going to start seeing people play in these things.
This thing is not going away. I think at a certain point, I thought it was going away. And I'd probably around when everyone was pledging their allegiance to the PGA Tour, you would think that, or maybe we all thought that, like, Greg Norman and everybody who's in on it would be like, all right, we tried, we played our best hand, but we got to fold here. That is not happening. They are going all in. They're going to put on these tournaments. They are going to pay a lot of money to the people who participate in them. And I just think it's going to be a thorn in the tour side for the foreseeable future.
What's up, Jake Bass?
Phil Mickelson has applied to play in the first event for the Live Golf investments that's going to be in London. Where'd you see that, Mr. Bass?
Danny Rappaport, breaking news, mid-podcast. My phone's about to die.
All right, so I'm pulling up Twitter.
So I'm pulling up Danny Rappaport's tweet, okay? And it says right now, there it is. Phil Mickelson has applied to play in the first Live Golf event series in London. He's also signed up for the PGA Championship, where he'd be the defending champion. This is from Steve Loy, Phil Mickelson's guy, co-president, Americans of Sport 5. Our client, Phil Mickelson, is officially registered to play in the PGA Championship as well as the US Open. We have also filed a request on his behalf for a release to play in the first Live Golf Invitational in London, June 9th through 11th. This request complies with the deadline of April 25th set forth by the PGA Tour to compete in a conflicting tour event. Phil currently has no concrete plans on when and where he will play. Any actions taken are in no way a reflection of a final decision made, but rather to keep all options open.
All right, so now this is really not going away.
It's really not going away.
And I know...
But It's hard to believe that it ever would have went away. I mean, there was so
I know,
much...
but it felt like it was dead.
It felt
Rory
dead.
called it dead in the water, didn't he?
Because you need top talent, or we thought that was going to push them to the next phase of it.
What a monumental moment this is going to be. A Phil Mickelson, the defending PGA champion, goes over and plays in this event, and then they ban him from the PGA Tour and from majors. Like, what are they going to do? They're going to have to answer.
It's going to put them in the real tough spot.
They're going to have to answer to that.
Because then once he goes, the other guys are going to go as well. All the guys that have been rumored, they're just going to do it. It's like the Band-Aid's been ripped off, and it's just golf tournaments at this point.
I wonder. The week before the U.S. Open is June 9th to the 11th.
You don't feel like it's a Band-Aid situation?
The only reason I say no is that people have spoken about it. That guys have said, this is what I'm doing.
And they all saw how Phil got just chastised. I mean, Phil's reputation got
But that's what I mean.
slaughtered.
If Phil's going to take the brunt of all of this shit.
But I guess
kind of like
concern,
or like walking behind Phil as he's just taking bullets, and you're just
they're drafting off of Phil.
Yeah, you're drafting off him, and then behind him, you're just making $4 million and you're going home.
My concern, if I were one of them, was like, oh man, I saw how badly it went for Phil Mickelson when he clearly aligned with this new thing. So if I do it, could that happen to me?
Yeah. But the rumored names came out after Phil had already gotten quote unquote PGA Tour canceled.
But it wasn't
nothing's confirmed.
Wasn't a superstar.
He's
list.
also saying that he's not confirmed anything.
No, of course he's keeping his options open.
That's right.
This is also Phil Mickelson has not played in a PGA Tour event. He did not play in the Masters, but he has filed to play in the Saudi League's first event.
Yeah,
that is
talk about no transparency from Greg Norman, but Rory even doesn't like the no transparency from the PGA Tour. No one's explained what's actually happening with Phil Mickelson in the PGA Tour. We don't actually know where he stands on is he banned? Is he not? Has he missed tournaments on his own accord, or did he take time off on his own decision, or did he literally get suspended?
Jay Monahan answered those questions. He said the PGA Tour has not. He said
was that
no,
truthful,
that they had
essentially,
not.
right? Why has he not been back?
But now you're making the point that I made that you were against when you said why would he lie about that? Because then he gives Phil ammo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he would ban Phil and then
right.
lie about
I
it.
agree with that.
Yeah,
because then he would Phil could just publish that. Yeah, why is he lying? And
I guess the more the weeks that have gone by, it just seems more fishy that Phil's just taking the time off on his own to just not playing him. He wouldn't just take it on the chin and just show up to an event.
Yeah, I found it very.
He should have done that at the Masters. But
even RBC hair, I don't know. Just at some point you're gonna. It's never gonna go away at this point. So you just got to at some point have to play in a tournament.
He might just not.
Right.
He might have been shell shocked by the reaction and what happened to him.
Yeah.
Phil's had a pretty damn good relationship, been beloved by the media. He's in there. He's always got jokes and laughing with the media, and he's doing the thumbs up. People love him. He's the second biggest draw, I would say, really in golf history, especially the last 30 years. And then all of a sudden, he just became public enemy number one in the golf world.
When you said off from that statement that he will be the defending champion at the PGA Championship, feels like 5 years ago.
That was shocking.
That he won at Kiowa.
That was shocking when I read that.
We were there.
Crazy.
We watched him win.
The biggest tournament coming up in less than a month. He is the defending champion, and nobody knows if he's going to be able to show up, if he's allowed to show up, if he's going to play.
It's crazy.
If he's going to that week announce that he's going to the rival tour, he's going to the NWO. Nobody knows anything.
Fucking Phil Mickelson, man. What a year. Just brutal. Just insane. One of the greats. Just getting fucking dragged.
Yeah.
Just getting fucking dragged. I wonder what he truly thinks about all this. Because this came from quote unquote off the record stuff, right? Or is that still up in the air?
think it's still like up in the air.
Because that's crazy if so, with all the things that these guys hear and don't hear.
Yeah, but this was like a direct phone call conversation
Right,
we had with Alan Shipnuck, where it was like for the book, and yeah, and you know.
But I'm just saying, like, if it was truly off the record and like it was just published, think about how many people in the tour and in the world would be able to just get like their lives would just be over if everything off the record was ever published as on the record.
Yeah, it'd be a shame.
It'd be a real fucking shame for a lot of people.
For a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fucking crazy what's happening to Phil Mickelson right now.
I imagine a lot of people's jobs would be in jeopardy if in the world if everything they said was on the record.
It'd be chaotic. It'd be chaotic.
Everything said at a bar or whatever was like just like published on a fucking book.
You know what should happen? Phil should write a book.
Big time.
He'd make a ton of money doing that.
I'd read it.
Of course you would.
I don't love books. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, you don't. No, we can't talk about
Well,
books.
no, we walked past this like old bookstore and he was like talking about it was the coolest thing in the world. I'm like, just watch a fucking movie, and he didn't like that.
You were serious though.
There's
You
a
were
part
like,
of me that's just
there's
like
a part of you that thinks, why do
genuinely
people read
no,
books?
there's a part of me that genuinely thinks that like, here's my point. And I actually think it's a pretty solid point that books were so good and they're such an amazing thing before the technology of things that just are better than it came out. You know what I mean?
But books still.
I'm talking entertainment purposes. Like if I'm going to spend a night,
I wouldn't disagree that books definitely got diluted a bit because there's so many other options. But I don't know that completely diminishes the awesome qualities of books. Books, what I love about books is that it allows the best combination of storytelling and you also to apply your own imagination to it. It doesn't decide it for you.
My thing, and it's a larger point that you're probably not going to like, is that I said that I like something that you don't necessarily like, and then you feel like I can't like it. You're like, books are stupid.
yeah, but I think what I did not like when you said that is because like you do the same thing the opposite way, whether it become with anything. Like everyone has a little bit of sense in that, where you're like if I don't like something, I'm just gonna give my point on it. And you took it as though you took it as I'm saying that you're not allowed to like books.
That's how it felt.
But that's
You
not.
guys
I was
have
just
been on
saying,
the road together for a
no, it's not that. It wasn't that. It's just like it was. We were walking by a place. And
I was
said,
like,
"There's
oh, that's a cool bookstore," and you're like, "Fuck books."
but not really. I was like, oh, like why in this day and age, like watching a movie is just much more entertaining. And like you took that as like you're not allowed to watch books anymore. I'm saying I think it's just crazy to spend a night not watching a movie because like the technology's gotten us to a point where just watching movies is more entertaining.
That's like saying
that's my fucking take though. Just like your take is that like books are better.
I know books. I'm not saying books are better. I just like books.
Right. But I'm just saying like books were books because anything aside from books was not yet invented. So now we live in a world which like thank God that we live in a world where there's literally a billion different things to be entertained by. I just think that like you're saying, it's gotten diluted a little bit.
Yeah,
if I'm going to spend a night at 7:00, I personally like to watch things that like the advancements of the world and technology have allowed me to like enjoy more than a book.
But I think here for me, there's a time and a place for each because I think a book, it's quieter. It's almost more peaceful as you're experiencing it. You're not requiring all kinds of flashes of people to manipulate like your visual senses and all that. You're using your own imagination to create what the characters look like. They describe them, but you have your own, interpretation of what they look like and what the settings and the sets really look like in your own mind. And then instead of it being forced, you're able to kind of be more creative, I think, when you're reading a book. And it's just a different experience. I don't know.
Yeah, the imagination part I can totally. I mean, I read book. I've like the Tiger Woods book. I really fucking enjoyed to read that. But that was the only time I could access that information. It was just in written form.
Yeah.
Had that been the documentary or something, like I just like would have rather watch Tiger actually swing the golf club as opposed to trying to imagine it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I'm not. Look, I love movies too, just like everybody else. But
it's not that I don't like books. I'm just saying that when you're talking about the entertainment aspect, trying to entertain myself or like get through a certain amount of time and like pass the time or like retain knowledge, I just think that we've advanced past just the written form.
I don't know about that.
You don't think we have?
But think about this, Frankie. Here's another thing about
books?
Here's another thing about a book about an author. An extremely talented author is also a very artistic experience that you do not get. And we talk about that with Eamon Lynch. Like the way that Eamon Lynch writes and puts, it makes me stop in my tracks and be like, oh, that was awesome. The way he did that. And a good writer does that.
And there's also great books that aren't movies. So
100%,
it's like the only way to experience that is
which
like,
is what I just said about the Tiger Woods book. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. This was my only option.
There is a documentary now, but
yeah, there is.
But
I watched
the
the shit out of
documentary,
that.
yeah,
it didn't
it's different.
tell-
You get more like they say that with Game of Thrones too, where like you can watch a Game of Thrones show, but if you read the books, there's like the show is 15%.
It's more of an argument or debate about just like the advancements, and I was comparing it to like someone in the 1200s because it was such an old. The reason it was such an old bookstore. I'm like, you don't want to read those fucking old books like you're living in the 1200s. If that makes
Was it an old bookstore?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a like.
No, it was
like
old.
a cool looking
it was
bookstore.
old shit, and there were all these people trying to act cool in there. It's like, look at
This
fucking
dude hates
people.
books.
You don't like that. I don't like books, but I do like books. I just love movies more. That's just who I am. I didn't say that you're not allowed to ever read a book again.
You made it seem like
no,
you're like,
you were
basi-
sensitive.
No, you were being like
You didn't like
you
it?
don't want to be in there. That's what you said.
I was comparing it to the 1200. I literally said like the year 1208. Like they're in there like it's the year 1208. Like go watch a fucking movie. I was like, first of all, we were also just like walking down the street and I was trying to make a joke. Didn't know that we were gonna get into like a life altering argument. The second thing is that I genuinely just like watching movies, and I'm not shitting on books. I want that completely. That is
But
my
that
final
was shitting
stance.
on books in that moment.
But like, yeah, it was because we like happened to be walking past a bookstore. I was like, look at these fucking people in there. Go watch a movie. It's just like a classic stupid thing that I would say.
He's book sensitive, Trent.
You are book sensitive.
He's a writing
I
major.
didn't think I was
English major.
I do love books. There's no denying that. There's no denying that.
Yeah, you are an English major. It's like
I love books.
okay, that's fine.
You sure?
I genuinely do not care what you do.
Okay.
How about Kirk Minahan's trying to read 100 books this year?
It's a lot of
That's
fucking
serious.
books.
That's 2 books a week.
Think about
pretty
that.
much.
Yeah,
That's a lot of books, man.
that's amazing.
And he's gonna learn a ton of shit. That's why his brain is so fucking smart. And mine,
That's
I
where
can
he's
barely
really good at,
formulate
yeah.
a sentence.
It's true. So you're just
Literally, like, why?
brainlessly watching movies, blaring
Brainlessly.
sound into your ears all day.
It's true.
Let's get you on a couple books.
I read
get you to read a
books.
book.
I'm reading the Dave Grohl book right now.
Is it good?
It's amazing. I'm reading all of his stories because like there's nowhere else for me to find them.
Yeah.
Like I love listening to Dave Grohl sing. I love watching documentaries on Dave Grohl. He put out a book with all the stories he's ever encountered in his entire existence. His memory is fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl's memory is nuts. And I'm reading the book. I'm literally it's just storyteller. It's just that's what I'm doing.
Hell yeah.
I'm so as we're arguing about books, I have a book that I bring with me and read it.
Come on.
But
put them there.
I'm just saying I'd much rather watch Dave Grohl talk to me and say it because we live in a world where we can just watch a screen where he does that.
yeah.
You could also listen to the book, which we also got into a debate.
I read
about.
Shoe Dog.
That was more of like an English language argument.
Some heated book debates on this show.
I fucking dumb argument.
What do you think? What do you think's been the most debated single thing ever? Do you think it might be books?
It's probably God.
Right, but that comes from a book.
Just generally?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got to be God.
gotta be.
It has to be.
Yeah,
Religion.
You think so?
I think all wars just like are from that and like vagina, right? Like don't people say like wars like
That's the guy who watched Game of Thrones.
yeah. Exactly.
That's the guy who watched Game of Thrones.
It's like religion and pussy or something like
It's.
that.
I would say
I
it's
saw a
definitely
bumper
like
sticker about that once.
the God and like who's right about it.
Yeah. Well, definitely it's been religion.
Who's got the right
Just
one?
Bad stuff.
Yeah,
that's
religion's up
happened.
there for sure. Shopify, they're up there for just being great, really helping entrepreneurs with the resources once reserved for big business. So upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online, in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed. Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility. We've taken you along that journey for 6 years on this podcast, 5 years.
Jesus.
How many shows have we done, Bass? 400 and something? 455 shows. We've taken you along a journey.
We've done 55 shows since our 400th episode. That felt like it was last week.
Yeah, we do. That was probably, yeah, I mean, 55 shows would be like 28 weeks, which would be,
God, I feel like we just did our 300th show.
I know, I feel like that too.
Wow. Shopify.
I don't know, I can't do math. Shopify. Synchronize your online and in-person sales. Gain insights. We love gaining insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond. Gaining insights is great. That's why we like YouTube a lot. We talk about YouTube
there's
a lot.
nothing better than seeing exactly who's accessing your website. We see that on our own Instagrams. We see it on the back end of YouTube. Shopify does all of this stuff. It adds so much to your experience.
It's amazing how much better you can streamline like what you're doing professionally.
Yeah.
We literally
you
can
have that
see,
information.
like, when you're a business, you can literally see what's working and what's not. And it's like, it's built and catered for you as a business owner to just know who's accessing your website, where is all this information going, what's going to work best for you. It's a tool that's made to make you better. Why not give it a shot?
Go to shopify.com/Fore when you're ready to give it a shot, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and you got nothing to lose. And get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business through Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/Fore right now. That is shopify.com/Fore. Get yourself a free 14-day trial. Check out their full suite of features. Okay. So we'll see, obviously, what happens with the Live Golf situation. It continues to power through. They're going to have their first event in June, which is coming up, in a month and a half here. So things are just going to happen. We're going to go through a couple from the galleries, and we're going to wrap this puppy up. John says, you were in the final group of the Masters on Sunday on the 16th hole. You are tied for the lead with your playing partner. He hits a hole-in-one. How do you react? And he goes on to say, I've always found hole-in-one celebrations at tournaments bizarre, and I've never seen one with legitimate high stakes, basically highlighting the fact that it's almost always earlier in a tournament, or if it is at Augusta on 16, it's never someone that has a legitimate chance to win. Are you like high-fiving your playing partner if they get a hole-in-one? I thought this was an amazing question.
It is. How did Sergio Garcia's partner react at the WGC last year when he did a walk-off hole-in-one would be my question.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Because it just eliminated the guy.
I think I just saw the clips after. I don't think I was watching in real time, so I don't know. That's a really good point.
Now, it's not the Masters, it's not 16, but it's one of the few opportunities that we have seen someone decide to celebrate or not in a position where they just got eliminated.
Right. Now, I'm thinking, 16th hole, Tiger and Francesco Molinari. Let's say Molinari had it hitting the ball in the water a million times and Tiger murdered him, and they're tied on the 16th hole, and Molinari holes out from the tee for an ace. Tiger's not fucking high-fiving him in his Sunday red. No way.
I think because of just the way golf is, and I just think the moment, you definitely just I could picture Tiger's laughing and giving him a high five or a fist bump.
I couldn't. I think he would literally just go talk to Joey, stare down his yardage, try to hit it tight to only lose a stroke, and just keep marching his way through the back nine.
It might be
it's definitely the more erotic way to think about it, but I just think as
give him one
human
of those,
nature, it's just fuck. How do you not dap the guy up for hitting? He gave him a high five, hat off, dap up at the WGC. Confirmed.
Okay. I also think that one's a little easier because it's over.
It's
you
different.
Don't have any other shots left.
I see what you're saying.
It's now it's over. You lost. Whereas this is I still got work to do here.
My gut says I'm more on Frankie's side where it's he gives him a you son of a bitch fist bump.
Yeah, Tiger's a different animal. No pun
I know.
intended. He really is.
If
Tiger stands in front of tee boxes and wants to get in your head, and he's just wears red so that you just shit your pants. He's a different guy. I think anyone else, they definitely give him a high five and show him love.
Guy holds a shot to potentially take a lead against you, and you're gonna high five the guy.
You don't think Max Homa would give a guy
I think Max
Nux?
Homa would. Yeah, I think.
You
Max
don't think
would.
fucking Xander Schauffele would walk up to JT and just give him Nux? They definitely are. It's a hole in one, 16.
I don't know that everyone in the field would.
I think
that'd be a good question for any golfer.
They're all going to say yes. You're going to. Oh, maybe they'd show their competitive edge.
Dude, I don't
we had
know.
A
I
debate
don't know that
last
you
week
would.
when you weren't on, or last show. Would you rather have a hole in one at Augusta on 16 or the Waste Management? And I was comparing basically Thursdays.
I'm gonna
just a regular hole in one.
Oh man,
I got roasted for this on Instagram.
Did?
Every comment was "How the fuck?" Yeah.
I'm gonna say. Oh man.
Holy shit! You really got him there.
I'm gonna say the Waste Management.
Dude, same.
Dude,
I got roasted for it. You get Crystal at Augusta. There's more than enough evidence to show that I fucking love Augusta National. That answer does not waver my love for Augusta National and the Masters. I still love everything about that place. It's been proven. But when given the opportunity to either dude, we're saying Sam Ryder is just the ace guy now. It's just
Sam Ryder's. That was one of the most iconic things I've ever seen.
We had him on the show because he made a hole in one.
And how many people have got? How many people do you genuinely remember or think of them as an ace that they got on the 16th hole at the Masters? I don't feel like you really remember guys.
And then
for that. You remember the Sam Ryder one was iconic. At
someone
that.
messaged me.
Tigers got an iconic one at 16 at Waste Management. That's when they run back.
Oh my
all
God.
the time.
Someone messaged me like, "Oh, like if you got a hole in one at 16 at Augusta, it means you played it." It's like, dude, that's not part of the fucking question. Like, we're not asking if you'd rather play in the Masters or the fucking Waste Management. We're talking about.
I'll put that on my
memories.
list as a pro.
No, dude, that's not a pro or a con. We're not talking about like you got to play the second hole at each course. Like, we're just saying memorable shit. What do you want to be a part of? It's got to be Waste Management.
I honestly think my answer is Waste
Stuart
Management, but it's really
made
close.
one on 16. Everyone was like, happy birthday, son. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm still Augusta. I like having. We had talked about like Tigers got an iconic moment on that hole. Obviously, I'd like one of my own. It's Augusta. You guys make solid enough points, and again, like you're saying, just because you pick one doesn't mean I fucking hate the other one.
Crazy.
That's how the internet works.
Every
now.
comment's like, does this guy hate Augusta? What are you talking about, dude?
No, it's just like I'd like to have it there more than.
It's also
16.
the 16th at Waste Management. It's the loudest hole in golf.
It's a little too much for my ears, quite honestly. I don't.
This guy needs a book.
Well, you hate the Waste Management now,
right?
so.
I need a book and a hole in one on 16 at Augusta.
A little lamp. I think I say Waste Management. Do people throwing all the beers on and just the
moment, man.
The place is shaking. Like all the videos came out from the driving range of what it looked like on 16 when they got like people weren't sending out driving range videos at Augusta from an ace they've gotten there. It's literally the iconicness of the 16th at Waste Management is insanity.
No, as a book guy, people living in the moment without their phones. I don't have to live through screens. What's that? It's that meme that goes around where it's like they'll show like an old concert and be like, look at those guys, not a phone in the audience. They're just enjoying it. That's me. We'd all get to enjoy my hole in one on 16, and we would all have just memories in our brains. We don't need iPads and iPhones. You old whippersnappers.
No one.
Not for me.
Yeah, not for you.
Oh,
but just in
who's
in
it
the
for?
World.
It's for me.
Well,
my life's for me.
Ugh, Jesus Christ.
I read that in a book.
Ugh, what a horrific answer. My life's for me.
What's your favorite movie, Frankie?
I don't know. Well, it's probably Whiplash. This guy likes Drumline more. It's fucking.
I do.
It's crazy.
Drumline's great.
It's a good movie.
Let's talk more about Drumline.
It's like an MTV movie.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy. Whiplash has some of the best fucking acting like in any movie ever.
Now
J.K.
you're acting
Simmons,
like a book guy.
Oh God. I want you to know that it might be Whiplash.
I haven't seen Whiplash.
It might be.
You've seen Drumline. It's the same thing.
So that's why. I mean, yeah, I don't need to see it. I've chosen not to.
You know what it is.
Happy Gilmore and Bagger Vance.
Bar has
movie.
been set.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're speaking my language.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done here?
I think so.
You guys finished?
I'm tired. Been on the road for way too long. Cranky Frankie starting to come out. I'm done, dude. I just gotta go home.
Go home. What, Wednesday?
Wednesday. We're going to the Preds game tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Oh, we went to the Pelicans game. We didn't talk about that.
Shit.
That was very fun. Shout out to Game Time.
Oh, and we went to fucking crawfish, dude. Bevies.
At Bevies.
Bevies Seafood in New Orleans. I guess it's like, is it New Orleans?
Yeah, I think it's outside the city.
Wow, man. Bevies Seafood. This and Justin is a huge foreplay listener.
Big time.
Awesome guy. Just picked up the game of golf like, what was it, like 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Maybe something like that.
He said he'd been running a couple businesses, and to the point where his wife was like, you got to get a hobby or this is going to drive you insane. So he picked golf. She's into it. He's into it.
Golf made him a better person in all aspects of his life.
Yeah.
Like, he's able to like get away from work, like better like person at home where he's like not as like stressed out and like not worrying about work. Better person at work because he wants to be at work when he's like, because he took some time off to go golf.
Golf's great for mental health and just general, I would say.
But then when you're playing it, you're like a lunatic. Like he was saying, like he's
he's got an Irish disposition.
Yeah, he's just like screaming.
That's okay.
But he had fucking phenomenal crawfish.
He heard us talking about how the only experience we haven't had in New Orleans was no crawfish, and like everyone's like giving us all these recommendations about you can go downtown, you can go to all these places and order like just a pot of crawfish, and that's not the New Orleans experience. So he's like, come to Bevies. He explained everything to us. We watched him like clean them and boil them. It was crazy. And then he brings out this wooden table, a picnic table, and just puts newspaper down and just dumped 15 pounds of just insanely good crawfish. Taught us how to crack them open. It was disgustingly like all over you, eating out the assholes and sucking out the heads, and it was nuts. But delicious. Bevy seafood. Wow, what an experience. And
Good.
the Pelicans game.
Yeah.
Never
Really,
been to
we
an
had a
NBA
good time
game.
in New Orleans.
Never been to an NBA game.
It was a lot of fun. Shout out to Game Time app, the greatest possible app you can ever have in your entire life, to just be able to just go on this app, last minute tickets, best prices. You'll never beat it on any other website.
I met Master P.
Dude, Trent met Master P. We had unreal
That was
seats.
shocking. I saw that.
That
shocking.
made me so happy.
We were talking about Master P in the car on our way to the game.
We were talking about like the music that comes from New Orleans.
And you're a huge Master P guy.
Yeah, so-
are you a 90s rap guy? Is that what you
what
are?
I am with Master P. So my brother is obsessed with Master P and No Limit Records. That's Master P and all his guys. And that was, my brother's older than I am. He's 6 years older than I am. So when he was, a teenager, I was a young kid, and I hadn't listened to rap music before, and I would steal his Master P CDs. So it was like the first
Make
rap.
him say,
Make him say, Yeah, you
See,
didn't
I'm
know. We
starting
listened
to
to that
know.
in the
I didn't
car.
know what it was.
Yeah. So
Everyone
so
was
Master
tweeting
P,
at us.
like I talk a lot about 50 Cent and G Unit
Yep.
and my era, but the first rap music that I listened to was Master P
Snagged it
and
from
No
your bro.
Limit. So it's like meeting him, I was like, I mean, you saw me. When he walked in the
yeah.
room, I was like, I'm losing my mind.
That
And-
was up there for you.
and yes, it was, because he's just like, I love hip hop. If you listen to this podcast, you know that I do. And he was like the start for me.
We talked about Master P on the way there, and then we're sitting in the seats. Master P walks down the side of the court to his seat, who he sat next to Bubba Watson. They sat on the baseline. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Bubba Watson and Harold Varner sat next to Master P and his like guy, and then Max Homa and Gooch
Yep.
were with their wives, and they were sitting right next to them. It was like all of like PJ Tour, and Master P was sitting right in the corner of the Suns Pelicans game. Then we go and get food and popcorn and drinks. And we're walking through, and fucking Master P walked in with his fucking bling, like shining like you wouldn't believe.
Wearing a No Limit Records hoodie.
Oh, my
I'm going
God.
to order one of those. It's like,
Dude, and I'm like just filming Trent walking up to him. He daps him up, cleanest white boy dap of all time. Just brought it in.
It's a big moment.
Just a huge moment for Trent. Really, really cool that like it all worked out. Really
Yeah.
big New Orleans experience.
big time.
I don't know if we've ever gone to a city where we engaged with the culture more than we went to New Orleans.
Yeah, which is good. We need to do that more.
It's
100%.
like
It was
the New-
every single night a new restaurant,
Yep.
new experience. Because like every time we go to a new city, it's like hotel fucking steakhouse or
Yeah.
like I don't know. Go to Chicago.
New
you get,
Orleans
like,
is
seafood.
an easy
I mean,
city to
pizza.
do it in because
True.
the food is such a part of it.
Super
the culture is
easy.
a huge part of it. I know culture is part of every city, but New Orleans it's just dripping on everything.
Yeah, I would say like Orlando. We did the
Yes,
Disney,
yes.
all that.
That was huge.
Yeah.
But like that's almost not it. It's like that is the culture of Orlando, but that's just like my favorite place on earth. Like I don't
Yeah,
care
But
where the
Disney
fuck it is.
owns Orlando.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Well, just the more stuff we do like that, it was a great time. It's fun.
We do get into it. I just felt different because the food was so good. I guess.
You want to shout out your like favorite Italian place? Or
Oh
one of
my
the-
god.
You know the name?
Irene's.
Yeah.
Irene's
Come on,
cuisine.
Irene.
Right on the corner, right off of Bourbon Street. Wow. As a proud owner or family of the son of the owner of an Italian restaurant, I will say it was probably one of I would say it's probably top 3 Italian meal I've ever had in my life at Irene's.
That's big coming from you.
Huge. Like
Family owns an Italian restaurant.
every bite. Colt Nose ate right next to us.
He
We
did.
met him at the bar. He loved every single bite that he had. We loved every bite we had of every. I'm talking
You
from
had-
the beginning. I was moaning.
You had a very funny moment with the bartender who was taking our orders about like how did it go?
Oh, I was like, dude, this is fucking amazing. Oh, was that when he said it wasn't his
He
favorite?
goes. Frankie goes, "This is amazing. It's a top 3 Italian dinner I've ever had." He goes, "That's my least favorite dish on the menu."
Yeah.
and he did, but he meant it in a way that he was saying that like
That's how
Frankie's-
good this place
Right.
is. Basically, he goes, and he was basically like, and that's my least favorite dish. That's how good this place.
He
is.
wasn't. Yeah, he was saying
Yeah.
it very sincerely.
He wanted me to get what you got, which was a little more spicy, and I just didn't want to do the spice that day.
Yeah.
I basically got linguine. It was like fettuccine with fucking crawfish and chunks of lobster and shrimp in it in this like cream Parmesan sauce. It was fucking orgasmic, and I was eating every bite like holy shit. Trent got this like spicy bowl of
Ciopino.
Chopino.
Chopino. I
I want to say Ciopino.
You guys were counting carbs and calories down there.
big
clearly.
time.
Oh, dude.
You know it. It was a
Stacking
good
them
trip.
up. Unreal. Well, next year we'll be back. Barstool Sportsbook, I believe, is going to be there for years to
2
come.
more years, I think.
2
It was a
more years at
3-year
least
deal.
for the official gaming partner of the Zurich Classic. So we'll be back. We got to go now you guys know the ropes.
We'll take you to Irene's. We'll take you to Mr. Ed's. We'll take you to
Drago's, Mr. B's.
We'll take you to Mr. B's, and we'll take
Bevy's.
you to Bevy's for sure. First place might be Bevy's. Just wear like one of those what is it, like a mock shirt,
or like
that painters.
Who
wear.
is the old comedian who used to smash watermelons? Gallagher. Wear what you would wear to a Gallagher show. Nobody's gonna get that reference.
I don't know.
If you watch old Gallagher videos, wear that.
I'm gonna go read my Dave Grohl book.
Get a few pages in.
Yeah, I think I'm like 115 pages in.
Fuck yeah. Hit it
Not
hard.
anti-book.
I know you're not.
Currently reading one.
I think we're okay on that front.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're done here. We'll be back on Thursday. We have a couple videos coming out Tuesday and Thursday night, so watch those. We're at the Barstool Classic. We got Jake Owens out here today. I think we're going to have a bunch of folks out here.
Shane Mooney coming tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I've heard rumor that Shea Mooney's coming. I've heard all kinds of stuff. So anyways, we got some fun to have here in Nashville, and then we're all going home. So everybody have a great week. We'll be back on Thursday. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.